I'm talking to Dakota Nettles, and she came over from Florence Forest Lake Greenhouse. Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
So I know you have a specialty area, as do lots of people, but overall, what are some of the things that y'all do there?
So Forest Lake Greenhouses grows a lot of annuals, but we also have things like perennials and shrubbery. We have trees. We even have a native plant section.
Cool.
So that's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Tropicals and houseplants. Lots of plants. Lots of plants.
And what's your specialty?
So I deal with a lot of annuals outside. I do container gardening, help people choosing their annuals that they want to put in their containers or in their beds.
These are things for part shade and shading?
Yes, so a lot of people have trouble finding things for shade, so I just wanted to share a bunch of options that you can put in your containers or your garden beds.
This is the coolest looking thing I've ever seen.
This is very pretty. So this is a crocodile fern, and a lot of people use it inside as a house plant.
Look at this leaf.
Isn't that beautiful?
So crazy?
The texture is very nice. Even though a lot of people use it inside, you can put it outside in the shade or in dappled light. So it's a really good option this time of year in spring and summer when it's not so cold outside.
Okay,
yeah.
Fun. And then look at the colors in this. Isn't that fun?
Isn't that so pretty? This is an ajuga, and it takes shade. It's a ground cover. It's going to stay really low to the ground and kind of creep. A lot of people use that right in the front of their house.
Yeah, it's so pretty. Yeah.
Lots of different color, yes.
Yes, yeah. All righty. Sedges have edges, as Dr. John says. Yeah.
I love this grass. It's a sedge, a carex grass. Sometimes we can't find things that bloom for the shade, or you need something a little bit bigger or taller, and a grass is a really good thing to use. And this doesn't bloom, but it has this lime green to give you that color variation. There's usually a lot of greens in shade, so this breaks it up a little bit.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's very pretty.
And the texture also.
Oh yeah, it's very flowy. Very flowy. Add some texture in that garden.
Alrighty. Let's see who else we have over here. Let's do this wonderful one.
So I really like this one. This is heuchera, more commonly known as coral bells. It puts off these little shoots, and the blooms actually kind of look like little bells.
They do, yes.
So heuchera actually in South Carolina is mostly evergreen. It can take shade or part shade. It can take some sun. And it's mostly used for the foliage.
Look at the foliage is just beautiful.
And it's a different color green too. It's a little bit more blue-green than your regular.
Perfectly beautiful.
And then you've got the pink flowers for contrast. And these come in a bunch of different colors, lots of different colors.
Okay. Well, I think that is the shady and part shade ones. Let's go to the sun.
So I guess we can start off with this one. This is a Spanish lavender. Isn't that beautiful? So you could use the lavender for medicinal purposes, and then it puts off these great big blooms. A lot of people have trouble finding heat-tolerant plants that will go through the summer here in South Carolina and take our awful, awful sun, our brutal sunlight. And this is one of them that can. This can take you all summer long and might even come back for you next year.
Also, it's a great container plant because it does not want to be overwatered.
Yes, it does not want to be overwatered, so it really does do great in containers. It adds a lot of height, variations of height for the containers. Yep.
Mercy, mercy. Even when it's not flowering, it's very beautiful.
And it smells wonderful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the next one that I have over here is a verbena. Verbena is kind of like a ground cover as well. That's going to stay real low and spread. So it's good for planting in beds, but you can also use it in containers because once it does spread, it'll get heavy and fall over.
Of course.
Yeah. And these flowers are so vibrant and pretty.
And it has a long blooming period.
It does. It'll go all summer long and pretty much till the cold.
Whoa.
There are some varieties of verbena even that are perennial here, so they'll come back.
This was a mighty pretty one. Oh, wonderful marigolds. Old-fashioned but fun.
So everyone knows marigolds. A lot of people will put them in their garden beds and whatnot.
And deer resistant, I think.
Yes, I was going to say that's a very good quality is them being deer resistant. They have a really fun texture too.
Yeah, they do, and they come
super
in
vibrant.
All different sizes and different colors as well in the same palette.
Different varieties will get different sizes. This one may stay a little bit smaller while another one gets like twice as big.
Yeah.
So that's fun. They're really good for containers, but like I said, a lot of people use them in their garden beds too.
And just a happy, cheerful flower.
It really is. It really is.
Okay.
Right, so this one's really fun.
Yes.
This is a Gara. A lot of people call it whirling butterflies because of their blooms. Doesn't that look cool?
And they do move very
flow.
easily.
If you ever see them, like a lot of people have them lined up in the front of their house, and when the wind blows, it just looks so beautiful. Yeah. It comes in a bunch of different colors too. Gara actually comes in pink and red, and their leaves will even be pink and red. This is a perennial here. A lot of people use it to plant in the ground, but it actually could be a really good container plant as well.
Okay, butterfly, fly away.
Right. So this one is another popular one.
Yes.
This is Vinca, extremely heat tolerant plant. And it comes in a bunch of different colors. This is a really cute little pinky color. It kind of matches your shirt. And it comes in trailing and upright varieties. So this one's an upright variety.
But also, because you like to do containers,
I do.
It's wonderful to put in a container.
It is, because it'll just spill right over, and it has just the same look. It just kind of falls over instead.
Yeah.
But these are great heat tolerant plants, and they don't really like a whole lot of water. And then the last two things that I wanted to talk about. We have asparagus fern and sweet potato vine, which are both kind of trailers, some spillers. So they're both this green color. You can add them together, although I wouldn't recommend because this guy gets huge, and this one also gets fairly huge. Now,
so placement is important in the container.
Yes, placement is very important. If you were to put these two together in a container, I just feel like you would never be able to water it. It would grow so many roots. The roots are so vigorous on an asparagus fern that I just think it would just take over if you tried to add anything else in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for watering? Do people sometimes put ice cubes and things or devices that slowly let the water trickle into a container?
So it usually depends on the plant itself. For example, an asparagus fern doesn't really need that much water. And so you can go outside and water it maybe once a day.
All right.
On maybe an 80-degree summer day, and it'd be just fine. And I wouldn't recommend doing ice cubes either, because if you think about it, a lot of our plants aren't used to cold temperatures like an ice cube.
That might shock it too
like an
much.
ice cube is. Yeah,
Okay.
it would burn its roots.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people do use these tricklers or like a sprinkler system to stick in their pots to help them water throughout the season. So that's a really
if you're going
good
to go
way.
off for the weekend, what in the world are you going to do?
You can't let them die. So
You don't want to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's really fun to think that people can come over and you'll help them select a container, and then you'll walk them around and they can pick out some things that they really love and would enjoy at home.
Yes, we love doing that. Yeah, it brightens my day. So
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.